Hey guys, what's up? It's me again, Steven. I know it's been a long time since I posted a video, but it's been very hard to get these matchups to happen. So we're gonna start pumping them out. Trust me, we're gonna get there. So yeah, it's me and Josh, round one, and I was very scared of playing Josh for one of the main reasons is he's playing Dinos, and Dinos shits on a lot of my decks. Tyranno is a problem. Dinosaurs in general is just a problem for Shadalls, especially. I think one of my better matchups is my Drytrons versus his Dinos, which is kind of why I went with my first pick in the very first round of the match is Drytron. So, and just a little spoiler there for you guys. So yeah, it was a very good match actually. Well, I don't know if we could call them matches. Let's call them big matches because like there's three games in. Well, there's gonna be more than three games, but minimum three games, maximum six games. So just starting off, I think Josh wins the die roll. Pretty sure he wins rock paper scissors. Yep, he won rock paper scissors. Got papers on me. Yeah, he's actually really good at rock paper scissors. Like I don't think I won many of these rock paper scissors. But let's pause here. Let's look at the hand. So my hand is pretty decent. Actually I think it's pretty good. Chaos Space, Cyber Emergency, Herald, Eva, um, both Heralds actually. The Ritual and Orange. For him, he has Kagamushinite. Card is cool. Fogblade, Talents, Danger Tatsunoko, and Brigandine. So he's maining the talents, which is cool. His hand doesn't look very good. I remember we're not actually communicating through chat. We're friends, so we're talking through Discord on a match. So he starts off and he says that his hand is so weird that he has to normal summon his Tatsunoko and special summon his Kagamushinite, which is kind of funny. He automatically goes for the Cherubini play, brings out Rusty Bardiche. Oh, sorry. He automatically goes for the Cherubini. Cherubini send Graph, bring out Seer, link both of those away into Rusty Bardiche. Seer triggers, bring back Cherubini, and now he's activating his Phantom Knight Rusty Bardiche. So at this point, I'm looking at his graveyard, and I see that he didn't start off with two Phantom Knights. Usually it would be Boots and Cloak, and I'm like, okay, here would be an opportune time to literally Gamma him, Herald of Orange Light. So I Herald of Orange Light him on his Rusty, and I was pretty hopeful that he would end his turn here. I also use my Eva to banish the Orange Light to search out a normal summon fairy for me for next turn. So that's what I proceed to do. I got Cyber Petite, and now it's his turn to see whatever follow plays he had. I know he had the triple. I didn't know he had the triple tactical talents, but I was a little shocked when he activated it to me. I was like, oh shit, this is gonna hurt. So he triple tactical talents, and he draws into Eschatos and Phantom Knight's Silent Boots. These two draws were actually very good for him because if you guys didn't notice, Cherubini is ironically a fairy type monster. My whole deck is literally fairy type cards. So this means that I'm literally playing from behind because he literally just top decked this Eschatos and he has Fiend, Reptile, Warrior. Oh, amazing, amazing, amazing. So here he's thinking about what plays he can do because his hand was pretty awkward, and now he sees that he has more. He has an extender on top of his Phantom Knight Shade Brigandine. So he chooses to summon his Escritors here, and he at this point I thought he was gonna go for Appaloosa Eschatos and chill with that, but instead he chooses a better, or I'm gonna say better or a different route. He activated his Eschatos, targeting the Cherubini. Cherubini effect, send this instead. So now I'm locked out of fairies for my turn, which is very irritating. and then he banishes his boots, search blade, and now he's gonna set blade. But he also, oh, he said 2 blades. Yeah, I didn't really I forgot he said 2 blades. But yeah, he said 2 blades, and that's gonna be a little irritating for me. But my Drytron deck isn't a normal Drytron deck. It does a lot of nonsense. So I top deck Nova out of all cards, which is very amazing. And I normal summon Cyber Petite, summon Angel Benton. Escators only stops me from special summoning them. So I can't special summon these guys, but I can normal summon them. And I can normal summon like Cyber Petite. So that's fine here. And I have a lot of extension plays to get through this and this. Drytrons eat threes like like nothing. Like, and especially since he put this in a zone, that's not very good for him. So I go for Nova here, bring out Zeta. Zeta go into Anemone. I think that's how you pronounce it. Anemone? Enema? Oh, Enema. I'm wilding. So Enema is going to point at his Cherubini, and I'm trying to take it. So he fog blades it, which is fine. That was literally just to bait these 2 cards out. And now I'm looking at my graveyard, seeing what I could do. So I tribute to Ben 10, summon the dude here, and I get Medionis, and I'm going to get Ben 10's effect. And I also misplayed here. I wasn't supposed to get the Chaos Valkyrie. I don't know what I was doing. I totally forgot in this instance that his Escators was effect was resolved. So I don't know. I kind of misplayed there, but it's okay. Because I have so much fuel in my hand that my misplays kind of don't matter against this board. And Thubin is very amazing because I'm going to go for Phoenix here just to bait out the second Fog Blade. So he Fog Blades my second Phoenix, but he doesn't know my special card that I play in this deck because we lost so many cards with Drytron. So here I'm going to go for Cobra. He doesn't expect it, and he's definitely going to get violated by this Dragoons here. So I go for Thubin. I make a couple more misplays of a Fool, etc., etc. And I'm thinking about what misplays I've done. So I just like, okay, whatever, forget it. I'm going to stop thinking, and I'm just going to go for Dragoons, and I'm just going to blow up his board. So, shout outs before I continue. Here, at this point, I summoned the Dragoons here, but this guy's really big. So most of the cards that he used already are negated. But my friend Eric Lee told me about this cool interaction where I didn't even know Anaconda had a second ability to turn monsters to dark. You can target one face-up monster on the field. It becomes dark until the end of the turn, right? So he told me I can use this effect, target a monster on the board and turn it dark, and then use my Dragoons to negate it to gain 1,000 and attack over whatever monsters I want. So, or like a big boss to monster like Escators, like if they were to battle each other, they would both die. But in this instance, you could use it to negate Anaconda. I don't know how often it comes up. This is, I think, the first time in actual tournament play that this actually came up, which is kind of cool. So I end up popping both of his cards, going into battle phase, attack over. I negated my own birthday. He goes Fog Blade. At the end of that, he top decked nothing basically, and he wasn't able to do anything at that point. So he just scooped it up, went to the next game. So start of the next game, I start off again with Herald of Perfection and Orange Light in my hand. Drytron, Gamma, Nova, and Pot. Like, my hand has just been astoundingly amazing. And he draws no combo whatsoever. So he has Judgment, Blade, Talents, and Graph, which is say the most. But I also did open another like Herald of the Orange Light, which is practically Gamma, against him. So even if he was able to go for the Rusty play, I would still Gamma his Rusty. So Um, he sets 3 passes, and he sets 1 monster, which is Graph. Obviously noticed this is a very weak opening, so I immediately just tried to bust his board up. Like, these trap cards are gonna do nothing against a Drytron monsters. Um, so I banished 6, um, just to reveal 6 cards from the top of my deck. Most of them were pretty much duds. So I grabbed the Cyber Emergency, which is cool. Now I have access to 3 Drytrons, which is going to be able to get me through most of the back row. So Thubin and Nova is literally combo. I did it in the wrong order, but it doesn't really matter here because I wasn't trying to combo, more as to just kill my opponent. So I go for the Link Rebo, and here I'm just literally getting as much advantage as possible to try to pop these back rows. It's very interesting because this deck plays completely different now, and all I'm literally doing is summoning a whole bunch of monsters just to get my Perfection out. So Perfection can help me against these other back rows. I wasn't sure exactly what all of them were, but I know at least one of them had to be a Fogblade and maybe some form of Solemn card or a Floodgate. I was really hoping it wasn't a Floodgate because I didn't main any. I don't think I mained any or sided in any back row hate. So at this point it was pretty problematic for him not on my Perfection Zone board, and I made sure I kept the Fairy in my hand so I'm able to at least negate one thing. So here I'm literally just making plays trying to bait out his back row. I was going to link here, but instead I decided to use Drytron Medionis, and to bring out my I think it was Goliath is his name, is this card. Ophiel get what's his name, I think, Bethor, yes, to get out Bethor. And Bethor is going to be able to pop his 3 back row because in the graveyard it's going to be Ben 10, Ophiel, and Fool. So whenever Bethor is summoned, I'll be able to pop 3, which is going to be these 3 back rows. That's my thought process going into this play. And I use Ophiel to tribute Fool and himself to summon Bethor. Now Bethor effect is going to trigger, and I'm targeting these 3 back rows with my 3 ritual monsters in the graveyard. Also, I forgot to activate my Benton, which is kind of whack. But it doesn't really matter because I was just going to go for Access Code Talker and just game him. I also had the Herald for Graph, which is kind of funny. So he Fog Blades, and then I chained my Perfection, and then he flipped Judgment. But then Judgment says nothing about monster effects. So he probably thought it was Strike. So we looked at it and we were like, wait, hold up, oops, you can't do that. And then he was like, chain second Fog Blade. I was like, negate again? And he scoops after that because his hand was just so bad and my hand was just bonkers. So match 1 goes to me. Drytron wins. I was actually super surprised that it was he was playing this first. I was hoping it was Dinos. Yeah, I'm actually kind of happy that I got a little lucky here because my hands are just amazing. Hopefully I'm able to produce the same amount of luck in my other games, right? So this was match 1, and going on to match 2, he's down 1, which is awesome for us if you're on Team Steven. You know, Team Josh, whatever. So, starting off, pretty sure he wins the die roll again. Unfortunate, but this time we're heading into it with DDDs, my signature deck. Everybody knows my signature deck. So, before we get into it, let's see what he opens up. So we see my opening hand: Double Swirl Slime, Contract Desires. This is actually really good, these 3 cards here. Gamma, as well as a very complimentary piece. Gamma is going to help me go first and second, especially with Desires and Gates in my hand. The second Swirl Slime is whatever. It's just another name to send to the graveyard or another DD monster to get rid of when I'm future summoning. So looking at his hand, oh, his hand is bonkers. He opened Cloak and Boots, Monster Reborn, Eschatos, and Danger Jackalope. Probably if I was in his shoes, opening a hand like this, I would probably think I'm automatically gonna win this game. But my hand is pretty good as well. So I think his hand is a smidge better than mine's, just a smidge. But that's only because he opened the literally juice combo. The only other there, it only gets better with the other card, the other new Phantom Knight dude. That's the only way it would get actually better. But for the most part, I think his hand is very good. So let's see what play he goes for. Already in my head, I'm thinking that I'm gonna gamma his Rusty because that's where you usually do it. But the thing is, I'm unsure actually if the correct thing is to gamma the graph, because then he won't get access to the seer and bring back out his link to Cherubini. But on the other hand, it's very easy in this deck to get an extender. So I'm unsure exactly if it's correct to do that. But I still go with my instincts, which is to gamma the Rusty Bardiche, right? Because I'm unsure what other plays he has after um, the Rusty doesn't go off. So I gamma the Rusty, summon Driver. He banishes his cloak, and then he searches this dude. And I never seen this guy before. I never read him before, but he literally just special summons himself when there's another Phantom Knight on the board, and makes himself a level 4, which is cool. It makes easy access to rank 4 plays, which is a kind of it's kind of a cool rebuttal play in this scenario, because if he starts off Cloak, Boots, and I gamma his Rusty, he's still able to get off a rank 4 play, which is a good recovery in a sense, because now knowing that his Rusty got gammaed, he has two options: to get a Fog Blade and something else, or just sit on a rank 4. Me, I don't know if getting the Fog Blade is better in this scenario, because Fog Blade is good because his Rusty is in the graveyard. So the Fog Blade would be able to bring back the Rusty as a rebuttal play next turn, but then your opponent's turn is much stronger because you don't have access to a powerful rank 4, and he does have a very powerful rank 4 that he does summon. So I'm unsure if that was a correct play or not, but yeah, let me know in the comments. So yeah, so he proceeds to get Brigadine special Graves. I think his name is Graves, right? Is his name Graves? Graves. Yeah, Graves. Whatever, this dude. So actually, I actually top decked a very, very good card. I top decked Emergency Teleport broken. So I summoned my boy Cyreflector. Cyreflector effects summon. Get Beast. Beast is gonna send to graveyard, get the trap card, reveal, special summon Beast, and he summoned a Nightmare, right? So I literally have to. This card is actually super powerful against me. I didn't realize how strong it was, and I hope Jelani doesn't use it too much against me. So Nightmare is very, very strong, and I was very unsure about how to go about this, but I realized looking at my extra deck, I kind of can't commit too much, or else my plays will be completely stopped, and I also have to be wary of the zones that I place them in. So the zone placement here, I was very cautious. So I summoned the Assault Beast, and he has to hit this Assault Beast. Otherwise, I'm able to easily go into a rank 8 play, or Needle Fiber, where he can't hit me. So then I was able to get rid of the Cherubini, but this guy does have a very, very sizable booty. 1950 is nothing to smirk at. It's like I would have been able to go for the Assault Beast, but an attack was hack, but it's 50 points higher than this card. So he automatically sets my Assault Beast face down, and I have the Desires here because my hand, if he literally hits my fusion play, then I'm kind of stuck. I'm able to go for a gates play, but it doesn't really benefit me in the slightest. So I kind of have to hope for a DDD monster of any sort. So here I get one DDD, which is Ghost, and another Contract, which isn't very helpful. So I normal summon the Swirl and automatically go for Needle Fiber. Needle Fiber is very, very good with Reflector because Reflector isn't only a rank 8 play. If you leave it on board and you don't disrupt this card, then you're able to go for Christian Needle Fiber. And Christian Needle Fiber literally starts another version of the combo. So I go and I get Necro Slime with my Contract, and Needle Fiber summons Lamia to the board. And at this point, I'm literally like, okay, I have to just kind of kill these monsters. So I banish Swirl, summon Necro, and I thought he was gonna put it face down. Then I'm able to do my combo from there. But he holds it, and I automatically go straight for Boral Sword. And at this point, I'm not trying to play around with this card because it would literally screw me over. So I fusion summon Genghis, and here I also thought he was going to use it here as well, but he didn't. Maybe because I think I chain blocked it when your opponent when oh, okay, so not if. Okay, so at on my Genghis summon, I kind of chain blocked it because what I did is I fusion summoned by using my Swirl and my Ghost, and on summon of the card, Ghost triggers and sends another copy. So I guess he has to use it on the actual summon, so he can't actually use it after. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Maybe that was his thought process. That's the only reason I can think about it. Then there's my graveyard is also loaded full of DDD monsters, which is very, very good. And here I was like, I'm not playing around this card anymore. I'm just gonna get rid of it and go from there on my main phase too. So this is what I proceed to do. I do an abundance of damage. I think I take him down to 2k or something like that. Yeah, close to 2k. Yep. So 1750. Go for Chaos Ruler with my Genghis. And I summoned the Arc to summon back the Ghost to go for Genghis, and then sorry, not to go for Genghis, to go for Chaos Ruler mill 5. And here I get Rag. Rag is very good here. And I decide that I'm gonna activate the Rag in scale, summon Lamia. Rag is gonna trigger when I get Siegfried on board. Siegfried and Ragnarok is gonna bring back. I think I chose to bring back the Genghis here and leave the Arc in the graveyard, which yeah, because it makes sense. Because if he destroys my Genghis, I'm able to get gates back to my hand, which I don't need, but it's just another thing he has to think about, right? So at this point, it's his turn, and then he summons Eschatos, and I'm like, oh, that's a card I didn't want to see. And here I thought he was gonna call Fiends, but instead he calls Dragons, and I chain my Dragon, turn him to defense mode, and 25 isn't anything to 28, and then he activates his Monster Reborn, but my Siegfried negates spell cards. So I chained Siegfried, and in the chat he was telling me he misplayed. I think he probably wanted to call Fiends, or he either didn't know that this guy negates spell and trap cards. But I mean, calling Dragons is very good too, because like Boral Sword is very hard to kill, and the Chaos Ruler is just going to create more advantage for me. I also have a Ghost and Swirl in my hand with Contract. I'm pretty sure this guy destroys, right? Destroy all monsters. So I'm going to get another Contract back to my hand. So I'm going to have Contract, Rag, Chaos, Swirl, Lamia. No Lamia. But I'm going to get access to the Lamia because my Chaos Ruler is going to banish my Swirl and my Gamma. I mean, not my Swirl, my Ghost and my Gamma. So I'm going to be able to get my Lamia back, and I'm going to be able to go for Hot Red. But that's despite that, because he didn't go that route. And he uses Monster Reborn, my Siegfried negates, and then he concedes, and we go on to game 2. Game 2 is kind of self-explanatory. He literally full combos me through a gamma. I was gonna hold the gamma for his guy, but he opens the extender to go straight for the Appaloosa, which makes my gamma null and void. Keeps comboing, goes for Brigandine. Now he goes for Rusty. Rusty set Fogblade, add Fogblade. I was like, oh my god, this is ridiculous. I'm like, should I even gamma anywhere? No. So I literally, my hand was good, like going, my hand was good going first, but there was no way I can play through that crazy ass field. He ended with double Fogblade, Appaloosa, XYZ in the graveyard, Fogblade in the graveyard, so he can banish special pop. And I was like, ugh, there's nothing I can do about that one. Let me just scoop it up, go to the next game, and start fresh. Game 3, right? He won the die roll, so but he lost game 1, so I'm going first, right? So I'm like, oh, this is my best chance to combo him. Opening hand, Desires, Brick, Emergency Teleport, Fantastical Dragon, Ash Blossom. Great hand. Going second. Going first. Only thing I gotta rely on is this Emergency Teleport. Crazy part is, I have Assault Mode in my hand. So this is one of the cool ways that I figured out how to get rid of this like mini brick in my deck is Emergency Teleport and this cool card I have in my extra deck. But before we go into that, let's take a look at his hand. Phantomite Silent Boots, Tour Guide, Seer, Kagamusha Knight, Tour Guide. So his hand, I haven't seen him use not one hand trap against me actually, which is kind of concerning. I don't know if he plays hand traps in this deck or what, but his hand is definitely combo going first. So my going first play is very, very easy. I'm like, okay, I might have misplayed here, but that's besides the point. I was like, I already thought in my head that I already lost the game based off of seeing this card in my hand and this card in my hand and these two cards that practically does nothing. This card kind of is my saving grace. So my Desires was pretty okay. I got Oblivion King and Swirl Slime, which is decent. These cards are decent. And if I'm able to not banish the combo for E-Telly, which is just Beast, I'm good to go. So looking at my banish zone, I am free. I'm like, okay, this is not as bad as I thought it would be. So Beast is still in my deck. So I proceed to Emergency Teleport out my Sireflector effect, get the Beast. So here I didn't normal summon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to normal summon the Beast, right? And instead of going for Crystron and Helki Fibrax, I'm going to go for my other Link 2, Cross Sheep. So Cross Sheep is very good here because, one, I'm able to get the Beast out of my hand, which is the hard part, which is normal summoning it. And also, I also had the card to like special summon a Reflector. There's also 1-for-1. And then the other part is being able to fusion. So I literally top deck into 2 DDD monsters, which is amazing. I don't know how often that will happen, but it did. So I fusion summon. I go straight into my boy, the Genghis. Cross Sheep effect trigger, bring back out my Reflector. And here we're ready to go to town. Reflector effect. Reveal Assault Mode activate, special summon Beast, make it level 8. Go for Chaos Ruler, mill 5. Look at my graveyard, it's stacked. Double Kepler, DDD Ghost, Necro, an extra Sireflector. The only thing we're missing is a light monster. It's fine though, because I add the Kepler back to my hand just for rebuttal play next turn. I look at my my graveyard one more time, see that I milled Ghost, so I send another Necro Slime, continuing the combo. I banish Necro Ghost, bring out another Genghis, special summon Kepler effect, get DDD Contract, overlay, go into my Caesar just in case to avoid a late Nibiru. Now I activate Gate Search Lamia. Now I'm going to be able to go for Hot Red. And I go for Lamia, send Contract, link Cross Sheep Lamia, go into Healthy Fibrax, effect, bring out another Lamia. This is only to get access to Healthy Fibrax and quick. I think it's Quick Draw Synchron. No. Formula Synchron for my extra deck, and also get a Lamia circulating. So I'm gonna have a Lamia circulating and Chaos Ruler in the background. And also, since Formula is going to get summoned, I'm going to have a Light in the graveyard for Chaos. So I'm going to have a lot of rebuttal plays. And also, when this card goes to graveyard, it's going to search me a contract. Also, I have Kepler to get me the other contract. And I have 2 hand traps. This hand went from complete garbage to complete amazing. This is why I love DDDs. So I continue to just go for my Hot Red. And at this point, I ended up ending the board here for the simple fact that my Healthy Fibrax is going to summon Formula for my extra deck. And once he summons a Link monster, I'm going to summon my Fantastical Phantasme. And then I'm going to go for my level 9 Synchro that's going to banish everything that gets linked off from the board. We all know who that is. And also on top of that, I have an Ash Blossom. This is crazy. My hand is literally bonkers. So, the only way I can lose this is if he has that spell card, Dark Ruler no more. So, and at that point, like, I still have Phantasme and Ash Blossom. I don't know how crazy the Phantasme will be, but maybe I could draw into Lancia, Nibiru. Because Nibiru's not going to hurt me, because I have all these resources in the graveyard. And now he goes for Tour Guide, effect, Chain Kagamushinite. My boy here says negate whenever a spell, trap, or monster effect is activated, including effect to special summon. Quick effect, detachment, negate the activation if you do destroy card. So he went Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2. So I'm going to chain my Caesar to negate this, and I'm going to chain my Hot Red to negate his Tour Guide from summoning from the deck. And here he concedes, because at that point, looking at his hand, there's nothing he could actually do. There's no cards banished, his boots is dud, his Tour Guide's a dud, his Seer can't special summon, otherwise he'll just die. So thank you guys for watching. This is game 1 and 2 of our match. This is match 1 and 2 of our super match versus my boy Josh. Now let's put it in the piggy bank, guys. Do you think it's gonna be a clean sweep? Because one more win and it's over. One more win. This is part 1. Part 2, we're gonna see who ends up winning. Let's see if Josh gets swept. Let's see if he comes back and straight claps me from a 2-0 straight. Yo, if he comes back 2-0 and then 3-2s me, boy, that will be a good one. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe. Don't forget to like the video. There's more duel videos coming. Trust me, we're getting a bunch of them done tonight. And I'm going to upload this, should be Wednesday. And then the second part of this should be released on Tuesday, because I already have it recorded. So you guys don't have to worry about that. So anyways, guys, peace. I'm out. Bye.